This episode of the Young Turks is brought to you by Boingo, the world's largest Wi-Fi network. Sign up at boingo.com/TYT.
Well, at the top of the lunatic list, of course, is Glenn Beck. And he has been coming up with absurd conspiracy theories on Egypt for days. And today he is going to try to outdo himself.
It's not about oil prices. Stop with that lie. You know how much oil and how much resources we have? We have enough to last us over 200 years. Think about how life has changed in 200 years. We're fine with oil. We don't need their oil. What we've been doing is we've been buying their oil to redistribute the wealth. So we can keep them as friends, so we can keep everything calm. We use oil as an excuse, and we have for a very long time.
What? So we are getting the oil through Egypt. I assume he doesn't mean from Egypt, through Egypt. And then we're using it to redistribute wealth? What are you talking about? If anything, the exact opposite is true. Today we did the story about how the biggest oil companies in the country are getting $36.5 billion in subsidies from the American taxpayer. We're redistributing the wealth to the oil companies. Glenn Beck he's crazy. And if he was just a guy on a street corner, you ignore him. You go, oh, God, I feel kind of bad for that guy. But he's influencing people with these nutty theories. And next thing you know, people are doing equally crazy things, or if not worse. All right, let's figure out what this lunatic's trying to say. Let's go to clip number 3.
What you saw last week in Tunisia, now in Egypt, and is spreading like wildfire. I'll show you a map in a moment, and I think you'll care about this story. This is the coming insurrection. It is. It's not just the surrounding countries of the Mediterranean. It also spreads up here. You have the UK and Ireland already with riots in the street. You have Russia with a bombing. Well, now let's see. Let's play this through. What do you think happens? These two collide. Quite honestly, they could make us collapse financially. Just these two colliding. Let alone if this is on fire as well. Are our forces there? What do? This is colliding. We're pouring all of our money into here and trying to keep things stable. China pushes this direction. Here's China, pushes this direction, just says, knock it off, guys. These guys are pushing this direction. This is all pushing up into the middle, into the Mediterranean, into Spain. This becomes a caliphate. This becomes China dominant. This becomes a Muslim caliphate. If they think Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Libya, possibly Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Turkey, are now some sort of a Muslim caliphate, if anyone begins to think that that is a chance, what happens to the overwhelming radical population of the UK, of radical Islamicists? What happens? Do they just sit around on their hand, or do they see an opportunity?
All right, Cenk. So in that one, it's all pushing west is basically the idea. China's moving west. All the Middle East has this caliphate, and then Europe. I mean, the parts of Europe that everyone's thinking about, Spain, France, UK, they're all in trouble. And now their radicals are now taking over there too, basically.
No. Jay, you don't understand. They're colliding. They're pushing this way, and the other one is pushing that way. There's no evidence of anything, right? The only thing he mentioned that were theoretically facts was that there was protests in the UK and Ireland. But that had to do with the banks. That didn't have anything to do with Muslim caliphate. And then he said there was a bombing in Russia. So they're pushing Russia, China, caliphate, colliding. Oh, my God. And next thing you know, they take over everywhere. Based on what? I mean, look, the degree to how insane this guy is cannot be measured. He thinks that the UK and Ireland might get taken over by the Muslim caliphate? No, but the reason it's dangerous, and the reason why we're discussing it here, is because there's so many people who watch it and go, oh my God, the Muslims are coming, we gotta do something about it, the caliphate's about to take over London. No, it's not. The ravings of a lunatic mind.
Boingo is the leading Wi-Fi network in the world. Okay, they got 125,000 hotspots, and they're actually an aggregator. They put all that together, and so they're the largest network of Wi-Fi spots. It's convenient. You just pay $9.95 a month, and you get all of that.
Right, and you get internet access wherever you are. It could be at the airport, or you could be at a coffee shop. All of a sudden, all you need is Boingo.
And look, I stay at hotels and I go to airports all the time, and they charge $10, $12, $15 to sign up for one day. This is $9.95 for the whole month. And you can get on with a single click. There's no web pages to navigate. There's no sign up. Just one click. Boom, you're on. So go to sign up at boingo.com/TYT. It's awesome. Don't just go.
Boingo.